So here we are, Project 31, day 3. And day 3 brings us to Sallisaw, Oklahoma, which is where my dad's got some property. When we ended up splitting, Rachel and I ended up splitting up in Tahlequah. I moved to an apartment in town instead of the 20 acres that we had out on the outskirts of town. And shortly thereafter, we closed down the YetiTac shop because the building was still contained on her property. So we went ahead and boxed everything up. We brought everything down here and basically just kind of mothballed it for a couple of months until we have the ability to get power in down here and get a shop put together. We've got a storage building that's going to become the shop for a short time, kind of like what we had up there in Tahlequah. It's a little bit smaller. We're just going to have to be a lot more efficient with our space usage for a little bit. But we've got 5 acres with which to be able to drop a larger shop, which I imagine once we get to a certain point where I feel comfortable dumping some cash in, we'll go ahead and get the bigger building going. The thing about it is, you know, when you've been out of it for a little while, you realize how much fun you had when you were in it. And honestly, out of all the things that I've done, holster making was always entertaining. Always had a good time. Definitely liked my crew of people that I dealt with for the most part, with like my loyal, faithful customers and this and that. Of course, always had fun with the ones that, you know, forced me to have story time and things of that nature. But it'll be nice to kind of get back in the swing of things again and get the shop open back up. We're going to get everything sorted, get everything put back in a logical manner, and go ahead and get the power kicked on out here so we can get back underway. And I feel probably within a couple of months we'll end up putting in a larger shop. We're just going to need the space. There's a lot more coming beyond YetiTac. I'm just going to give you guys a sneak peek. There's other endeavors that we're going to slowly tackle as YetiTac becomes a success as it was before, and as we have the time to be able to explore and reach out into those other endeavors. So we'll see how all that goes. Initially, we're just concentrating on getting the shop back up and running and getting our flow of orders to where we want them, where we keep ourselves busy, and keep it where I can manage it between school and working on the ambulance as well. And there's going to be some other stuff that's going to be going on out here. We're probably going to be building a couple of tiny home cabins out here. So there's going to be some really cool content coming that way as we record all of the demolition of current structures that are here and the building of the new ones. We're going to put out a couple of different series on this channel so that you guys have some stuff to follow and watch, and hopefully bring a little bit of entertainment. You know, I'm all about the entertainment side of things. If it can make people laugh or make people interested in learning on how to do something new or kind of expanding their own horizons of what they do now, I always count that to be a win. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. This is my day 3. So far the diet is still going as to plan. It's not great, but the lack of caffeine seems to be making it easier to sleep at night. Slept through the night, only woke up one time last night, didn't have any nightmares. So big ups there. And we'll have to do a diner today. I told my dad we can't have any fast food because that's part of the 30-day challenge. So we'll kind of go from there, and we'll see how everything goes. Be back shortly. All right, out here with my dad. We are cruising around Sallisaw. We've got our 911 address and we got our power set up. So now the key is going to be cruising around here looking for a power box and then checking the old power box that we've got back at the house and seeing if it's at all serviceable. And then getting them to come out. They got to set up a pole or two and then run the power to the box and get us back up and running. And then the Empire will have power and we will be pretty much completely unstoppable at that point. So, all right, now we're going to find food that fits with the healthy diet. We're going to try out a new diner that's in town and see what we can get, and if they're open, if they're not super busy. And then if not, then we're going to go back to our old tried and true Blue Ribbon Diner. So We'll be back. See you guys in a sec. We're going to eat at Sherry's Farmhouse Kitchen. Let's go see what this is about. So I ended up getting what's called a kitty chicken salad. And it looks freaking amazing. Got the water, got the ranch. We're good to go. Alright, so this morning, that damn door would not shut to save my ass. So I drove to Sallisaw, listening to air breeze and listening to that door rattle all the way here. And we went to the auto parts store. They did not have what we needed, so Dad made a shim, and we shimmed the joint inside here and lifted the door up. What we had was this seam right here. It's still off just slightly, but it's only because it's a 30-year-old truck. It was down almost 3/4 of an inch, and we shimmed it down here, and that lifted this bit up here, which made it where the door now latches first try. So hell yeah, good job. Thank you, Dad. Yay. All right, end of day 3, project 31. And what a day 3 was. At the start of the day, I got into my old blue truck, Audrey, and I could not, for the life of me, get the door to shut because the door was hanging about a 1/2 inch too low, and it was making it where the door just absolutely would not lock up. So all the way to Sallisaw, the door was like rattling on the lock pin on the back of the door and letting the air in, and it was god awful. Even with my AirPods in and even listening to just some low music, it just rattled my brain. I couldn't handle it. So anyway, we got down there, met up with my dad, and we got our 911 address, which I had to have to be able to get everything filed for the business. And we got our power turned on with no fees because of a couple of nifty little things that we were able to get set up. So we didn't have to pay anything to get that going. So now all we got to do is get an electrical box. So we're going to look for that tomorrow. And we're going to finish cleaning out the building that's going to end up being the new YetiTac temporary headquarters until I can get a bigger shop built. And as soon as we get going, man, we will be back up and running, making holsters for y'all again. I've got 60, 70 some odd people that are wanting rigs right now, on top of the 4 orders that I've got list to fill out from what I had when we ended up having to shut the shop down and emergency move. So I'm looking forward to getting back to it with you guys. For those of you that have our rigs, you know it's something that I put a lot of myself into. And even though there was probably a little bit of burnout there with everything that was going on in life around the times, kind of ready to get back to it again. And I've got some pretty big hopes and visions for where it's going to go from this point forward. And I'm really, really excited to see what's going to happen. So we're going to shut down the end of day 3. I'm going to start throwing these clips in the iPad and start getting them edited together. And we'll be back on day 4 tomorrow. Right now I'm going to be helping Snoof with a little bit of homework and doing a little bit of homework myself and some video editing tonight. And the rest of the evening is just going to be resting up for tomorrow. So we will catch you guys on the next episode. Later.